Hi everyone, I'm Sean, Impact Lead at Plinth, and today I'm going to walk you through the external assessor process in the AI grant management system. So, as you can see, here are some funds, and let's click into Merseyside Youth. So already, if I click into an individual application, I can just show you that I've made some assessments in the past. And if I click into Will, I can see that he's filled out half the assessment. If I click into Ton, I can see that he's also filled out parts of the assessment as well. And this is because these are people who already have access to the account. So think of this as team members, right? So they already have logins. They can see all the backend. They can see the different features, etc. And so you are able to flick through to see what they've also assessed. In the future, when you add external assessors, their names will also pop up here, and you'll be able to see what they've assessed. But for now, this is just what you can see in the absence of any external assessors having any permission. So if I go back now and I go to assessment, then this is what the dashboard looks like. So as you can see, here are all the logged assessments made so far. But now you want to add external assessors. So what do? Well, you just click this invite assessors button at the top. I'm just going to add myself on a personal email. So they're going to add that and click send. So as you can see, an invitation is now pending for me to accept. You can also see another Sean is added at the top. And also now it means that on the assignees tab, if I press assign, I can assign myself, right? Because external assessors, you can choose who has specific permissions to see which applications. And the external assessor will only be able to see the applications they are assigned to. So if I go back to this one and I assign myself, as I'll show you just a bit later on in the video, I'll only be able to see one application. Similarly, if you click this settings button, you can also customize the privacy settings for an application. So you can exclude certain responses, but you can also make sure that they don't use AI as well for external assessors. So that's up to you. If you just toggle these settings, that will affect all external assessors. A question that we also have is on the assignees. Why can you still assign members of the team who already have access to all of the applications? That's just an extra organizational piece. So if you want to customize how you organize and just see at a glance who is allocated to a particular application, then you can just do it that way. But as a default setting, anyone who's part of your team and who has a login will be able to see all applications. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to flip into the other view to show you what it looks like from an external assessor's perspective. So now I'm just going to show you the external assessor side of the process where I have an invitation here. Now, because I already have an account and I've already accepted the invitation, once I click this link, it would already tell me that the invite has already been accepted. Now, if the invite hadn't already been accepted before and I hadn't clicked the link before, it would just prompt me to make an account, right? So once you've made an account and you click view fund, you are now taken to that same, quote unquote, same assessment dashboard. But instead, this time, I can only see one thing, and that is just the Digital Horizons Bootle application, because that's the only permission I have. Now, when I click into it, I have a very restricted view, but enough to actually make the assessment. So I can see the application in full. I still have help from the AI. But then also now I go to the assessment form, I can see the assessment form that is the same for the other assessors and make my assessment here. And also Pippin here, I can actually use to help with my decision-making process. And if I actually want to see the application on the same page, when I start making my assessment, I can just click this open tab and then it will pop up right here. So let's make a thorough assessment again, right? So we could say even better than I expected, something along those lines. Maybe they want to allocate £600. And again, this is obviously a very simple assessment for the demo, but now we click submit assessment. So then if I go back, then I click onto the assessment tab, I can see that the assessment has been registered. So finally, just to make sure everything has been assessed and logged, I can go back into the main account and click onto the assessment tab. And then now I can see that the external assessor here, my twin, Sean Sinanen, has made their assessments. And that's basically how the external assessment system works.